Magazine publisher and entrepreneur Judith Mancini is sharing captivating conversations with experts in their field about the latest trend in our ever-changing world to help you become healthy, wealthy, and wise. Judith Mancini Today will spark your interest and inspire you to lead your best life ever. And now, here's Judith.
Judith Mancini Today is sponsored by Basic Brands, Inc., providing the highest quality specialty products in the natural food industry. Visit basicbrandsinc.com and enter JMT15 for your 15% discount on your very first order, including their best-selling vitamin E ointment, which helps restore moisture and elasticity to your skin. Hey, everybody, the Gremlins have been here. This is Hollywood. Hollywood. You know what? They get into the computers, they get into the terrestrial things, and all sorts of things happen. But we finally are here. Sorry for the delay, but we're glad that you're here with us and you stuck it out. Today, we have a really special guest. Her name is Rosanne MacDonald Kingsbury, and she is a certified hypnotherapist and clinical certified coach practitioner. She uses hypnotherapy, and a variety of powerful behavioral change tools and techniques to assist you in overcoming challenges and accomplishing your goals. After this, Rosanne better be hypnotized because we all got a little upset we couldn't get on, but we're fine now, and here we are. Here you go, Rosanne. How are you, Rosanne?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me as your guest. I'm honored. I'm very honored.
Absolutely. We're thrilled to have you here. Well, we want to dispel some of the myths about hypnotherapy. First of all, we'd like to know exactly what these letters say behind your name, which give you all the authority and education to help people through hypnosis.
Oh, thank you. I am a certified hypnotherapist in clinical hypnotherapy for over 20 years. And I constantly, have more education behind me. And then I became a certified coach practitioner as well. That part is not with hypnosis. So hypnotherapy is a very powerful, wonderful tool.
So you're saying that you have your coach practitioner education, which you mean something like life coaching
Yes.
and things like that. Great. Wonderful.
Yes.
So do you actually teach hypnosis in those, or how to get on a better life path? How does your coaching part work?
Yes, the coaching part, I am a certified coach practitioner, and without the hypnosis, I take people through, I first do an intake, no matter if they're a hypnotherapy client or not. And the intake, it gives me insight into what is going on in their lives. And then I create in my own mind the proper and powerful things that they can do for themselves so they can up-level their business and their lives.
Wonderful. So how long does a coaching class last? The series, is it a series of classes?
Yes, it is. Each one is 1 hour, and depending on how far the client wants to go with up-leveling their businesses and their lives, it could be maybe 4 sessions or 20 sessions. It all depends on what is going on in their lives and if other things come up as we're talking. So, but in the therapy world, hypnotherapy is short-term therapy in the therapy world, but coaching is something that we all need.
Absolutely. Baseball players, swimmers, actors, musicians, everybody needs a coach of some sort. We certainly could use them, a lot of us, in our life too.
Exactly.
It helps to listen to other people's experiences and how they mustered themselves to get out of the situation they're concerned about. So I want to now ask you to dispel the rumors that have gone on from eternity
Yes.
about hypnotherapy and how it used to be a stage show in vaudeville, and they would get the audience to all stand up and run around the room, quack, 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 and things like that, because it is a
Yes.
very serious component to use in coaching and problems such as, I know a lot of people use it to stop smoking. So if you
Right.
can dispel those rumors and say the difference between them and how these sometimes actor hypnotists
Hmm.
stand there and entertain rather than actually teach and calm and help people.
Yes, there is a difference. And thank you for bringing that up. So, as far as what hypnotherapy is and hypnosis is an altered state of mind. It is something that, like, have you ever been driving and you have someone or something on your mind and you almost miss the exit? That's hypnosis with your eyes wide open. So, all hypnosis is self hypnosis. In fact, there was a test that it was just a few years ago. They tested that in a room that was completely soundproof. It was a glass room, and they had the participants sit down in the chair, and the hypnotherapist was going to do the hypnotherapy. So, of course, the guys in the studio, they wanted to make it funny. So they said, okay, now why don't you tell her to unbutton her blouse? And under hypnosis, with her eyes closed, she says, I will not. So
Oh,
yeah, she did. It was on, it's, I hope it's still on YouTube. I don't know if it is, but so basically all hypnosis is self hypnosis. No one can ever make you do or say anything against your principles, your morals, and your ethics. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a state of mind. Every single time your mind wanders, that is hypnosis with your eyes wide open.
interesting. You know, there was that old movie back, I think it was made in the 40s, about hypnosis, and they were terrible people who were doing it. They were helping people to commit crimes, and she had a bowl of camellias sitting on her table. Did you ever see that movie?
I didn't see the movie, but I've heard about it.
Oh my
And
gosh, I'm gonna have to find what it is and see if I can find it so you can watch it. It's fascinating,
oh my
fascinating, with
goodness.
great acting in it. I like old movies. So I am getting off my subject
That's
here.
okay. That's all right.
So let's talk about the age parameters of who comes to see you and how they get to you in the first place, usually from referrals. And do you
Yes.
take children as well as adults?
Yes, I do. In fact, my youngest my youngest client was only 5 years old. And of course, her mother and her brother and sister, who were just babies, were in the room the entire time, of course. And because a parent must be there
Mhm.
for anyone under the age of 18. But anyway, so 5 years old, she had anxiety and she was failing kindergarten. So the mother called me. She just found me on the internet and she drove 60 miles to come and see me.
Wow.
And so it was, I have a very comfortable, relaxing environment, my office, and it's all soundproofed and everything. So she wanted to sit in the big chair. And I said, that's fine. That's okay. And then she says, you know what? I think I want to sit on, I mean, she barely spoke, but I'm just trying to speed it up.
Sure.
She says, can I sit on the floor? I said, of course. So I got down on the floor with her and just a couple of feet away, and her mom was right there. And I said, okay, and she was looking down and playing with some, I have some little things they can play with when they're that young. And and she started talking because she was very, very, very quiet. She didn't like to speak to anyone or do anything. And so as I got her to calm down, and she told me the things that she likes and does, then she was then she would look up at me, and then we could have a conversation just a couple of feet away from each other, and eye to eye. And she was so calm, and her mom was just, I could see she was so happy. She was smiling from ear to ear with the other two kids with her. And so it only took 5 sessions. And then, now that's when she was 5 years old. Many years later, when she turned 16 and a half and got her driver's license, she said to her mom, she says, "Mom, I want to go see Missy Rosie." That's my nickname.
I love that.
Yeah, she said because she had her driver's license now. So she says, can we make an appointment and go see Missy Rosie? And she says, of course, let me just see when she's available. So they drove all those miles to come and see me. And of course, they were all grown up. I'm getting chills down my spine in my whole body, because all three of the kids that were just babies and little kids, they were all grown up. My client was the driver driving this big SUV with her mom in the front seat and her brother and sister in the back seat. And they said, we just wanted to show you how great I'm doing, and I'm excelling in every aspect of my life.
Isn't that wonderful?
That is why I do what I do. So yes, my youngest client was 5 and my oldest client was 85. And she said, you know what? I need to up-level my life and I want to go out with a bang. So
with a bang or with a... I thought you were going to say she wanted to find a boyfriend.
Yeah. Well,
and I thought you were going to say go out with a babe.
A babe. Yeah. Well, actually, yes, she was looking for another partner, a new partner. But so literally from 5 years old up to 85 and everyone in between. And I also created the first of its kind at the Hypnosis Motivation Institute in over however many years they've been in business, I think 40 years. And I came up with a program for teenagers and their parents. And right before the pandemic, we had an in-person meeting, and I have a comprehensive book that I've written that the participants that showed up, they got the book. So, and then everything shut down after.
So what is in your comprehensive book? Is it a manual, a short book, a long book? Is it a to-do book?
It's all of the above.
What's the name of it?
It's all of the above. The actual full name is, it comes from the Hypnosis Motivation Institute. I should know the exact name.
Well, that's all right. We can put that in later.
It's a teen and parent presentation. It's a teen program, and so basically that's the main. That is what it is. So and
without divulging any of your clients' names or anything like that,
yes.
In the teens, what sort of situations or experiences or problems they may be trying to address? What do they bring to you? Do they bring to you problems with drugs or boys and girls and love matters, or I hate my mom and I hate my dad because I'm a teenager? There's nothing wrong with them. They're really nice, but I can't stand them. I don't want discipline. The regular teen.
Sure.
Angst.
Yes. Oh, good question. So that's why I came up with a teen program, because I remember when I was a teen and what I went through with my parents. It was a tumultuous relationship. Let's just say that. And
you mean a normal one?
Well, sort of. Anyway, but God rest their souls. They were good people. But anyway, so teenagers nowadays. Now, if you think back when you were a teen, there was no social media. People couldn't write things and put it out to the universe. But now, if anyone can just type and put up something about someone, and there's no ramification except to the only ramification is the teen is getting bullied and is being let down. And I mean, the suicide rate
Oh,
of
please.
teenagers is disgusting, and boys twice as much as girls.
The suicide rate of every age
Yes,
level has gone up.
it has. And I know that the pandemic had a huge
Yes, it did.
play in it. But even before that, even when I was in first or second grade, and my brother is younger than me, and someone was bullying him, and I walked up. I was just a kid. I was maybe, I don't know how old I was, 9 or 10, and I put my hands on my hips and I said to that kid that was bullying my little brother, "You leave him alone," and he did. So, but
Yes, but some kids don't have advocates for them. They don't have any friends. They're very shy. And then there have been many instances, particularly with, well, it happens with boys too, as you say, they
yes.
have a higher rate, but the girls may not make the cheerleader squad or something. And then the mean girls all
Mhm.
gang up on her and make things up and put things on social media. Social media is wonderful in some ways. I've reconnected with all my high school buddies
Mm.
that I love so much, but other things are so mean and horrible.
Yes, it's really a crying shame, and that's why I created that program for teenagers and their parents, and it really is helping them. And when I did the first program, in fact, they've invited me back to do it in their Zoom room, and it's actually saving some of the teens' lives, and giving the parents some mental tools to deal with all of that.
All right, let's stop right there. Repeat where they are doing this. So if anybody's listening and they need that resource, of course, we're going to give all your information too. But where is this specifically that these teens and parents can go to if the teenagers have suicidal thoughts?
Yes, it is they well, first of all, with that being said, a medical doctor needs to be in the loop immediately if there are anything wrong. So a medical doctor, or medical psychiatrist, they need to contact them
Yes, yes.
first. Secondly, the Hypnosis Motivation Institute, they simply they have allowed me to create the program, and I'll be in one of their Zoom rooms in a couple of months, and it will be something that they can go to.
So that Zoom program will be open to the public.
I believe so. I have to check again
Okay,
with all that's
we'll
happening.
follow up on that.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, let's get off the thought of suicide. It makes me too
Yes.
sad, as you know. So let's go on to somebody who's smoked for 50 years,
Yes.
60 years, and they want to stop smoking. Can you help them?
Absolutely. In fact, I
Or
have.
can they block it so that they won't because they like the taste of it? I mean, how does that work?
Yes, I've worked with dozens and dozens and dozens of smokers, and they're basically they wrote a prescription for their doctors to go see Roseanne. you know, no, seriously. And so I have a 4-week program, and they have to come in 4 consecutive weeks, and the first session is 2 hours. It's very comprehensive, and I take them through imagery that they will be so disgusted. And I don't know if you know this, but um, cigarettes, they have all kinds of disgusting things in there because there are rats and bats that that get eat, and then it's disgusting. It's morning. I don't want to get your get your stomach upset, but there are things in the tobacco farms, besides the chemicals. it's also the animals that do their thing on the leaves, and they have to dry them out, and then they it goes through the plant, and people are sucking on that. It's really disgusting. um, but so when that first comprehensive 2-hour session, it makes them so repulsed by the what they've been doing because they didn't know. Then but I follow up with 3 more sessions. It's a 4-session pack, and the first session being 2 hours. So I really, every single person that I have helped has thanked me, and their spouses have thanked me. you know so it's
It's
and
wonderful.
yeah, and I just, it's something that is hurting people. So that's just one of the many things.
Well, you also talk about weight loss and things like that.
Yes.
What kind of a program would they go through for that?
Yes, so that's a great question. I have I have the whole book and the audio on my website, but the first session, again, that it's 2 hours, and it's usually, if anyone has 50 or more pounds to let go of, I call it, they need to release it. um, it's a 12-week program. The first session 2 hours, and then the subsequent sessions are 1 hour, and it's a full hour. It's not a 50-minute hour. And so 12 sessions for anyone 50 or more pounds overweight, they're done. I mean, and years later, I always follow up with people, and they say, "Oh no, I'm sticking to." And the whole there was a whole family. It was the woman. Well, actually, the husband was concerned. They were all overweight. The husband, the wife, and the 2 boys, and wonderful people. But she was really getting disgusted with the way she was looking and feeling, and then he said, "Well, I'm gonna search out something, but I'm not going to tell you yet until I see what it's all about." So he came in for a session and was very impressed. And he says, "Okay, now I know what hypnotherapy is for real, and I'm going to bring my wife with me. Can we have a consultation with her?" And I said, "Of course, it's a free consultation." So she came in with him, and the 2 of them were sitting on the sofa, and I was across the room in my chair. And she tells me later on, she happens to be Italian, so she uses her hands, and she put a little finger up. She says, "What do you know about fat?" you know
Well, what do you know? You're very thin and beautiful.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. And so that's what started the whole thing. And then I explained what hypnosis is and what it isn't, and how she's going to feel. So she went through the 12-week program, and to this day, now that was 12 years ago. To this day, she's still fit, and she exercises every day. She eats healthy. The whole family is now healthy.
Fabulous.
So
That's fabulous.
that's what I love. I love when people actually, they feel the results, and they see the results, and they stick to it.
So basically, you can help with almost any lifestyle change
Yes.
or anxiety problems. What
Yeah.
about traumatic incidents that may have happened in someone's childhood or something? How they seem to have this video rerunning, or this movie rerunning in their head all the time, and something will trigger it that they see on television or anything. Can you help with that kind of a problem?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And I am so glad you brought that up. It is because so many people have a lot of that type of way of living, that their parents didn't know any better, or they were they were orphaned, and they were sent to this place and that place, so getting down to the bottom of the anxiety, the depression, and oh, by the way, anytime someone is diagnosed, no matter what age, anyone who is diagnosed with depression or bipolar disorder or any other medical conditions, I always must have a medical doctor's note to clear them for hypnotherapy. Because
Really? How interesting. So
yes,
if somebody goes to a psychiatrist,
yes,
or does that include a psychologist?
no, it has
Is
to
that
be
the PhD instead of a medical degree?
right. It has to be
Okay.
a medical doctor, either their
So,
primary medical doctor or someone who has the not just a PhD, although
but a
PhDs are
medical.
fantastic. It has to be medical. It has to be a medical doctor that gives the prescription to clear.
Well, here's a question. We're almost out of time, but I
Yes,
think this is important to know.
yes,
Oftentimes, if you tell your medical doctor you're depressed, they
hmm
will put you on medicine,
yes,
pharmaceuticals, meds. And
yes,
I don't see that if a medical doctor sees that you are extremely depressed, not
hmm
just over a certain incident that has occurred recently in your life. I mean,
right.
I'm taking medication right now because I lost my son.
Oh
But
my gosh,
I
I'm so
know
sorry.
that I am not addicted to them, and my doctor is watching me very closely, and we're discussing how long I feel I should be on this. But my question to you is, I
Yes,
find too many doctors prescribe an antidepressant of some sort, and they never check back with their patient except to renew the prescription, and they may not even consult with them. If you go to a regular doctor today, too many of them have this 10 to 15-minute rule. They're just hustling people in and out of their offices, and I think this is one of the biggest problems with depression. So I would urge everybody to get that doctor to clear you to go to a
yes,
psychologist or a hypnotist. I mean,
right.
this is horrible. You need to deal with the root problem.
Exactly, exactly. And that's where hypnotherapy comes into play. It gets down to the root cause and the root issues. And because it breaks through the conscious barrier, because all of us know that there are certain things you shouldn't do or eat or whatever, but that's just the conscious mind. It's the subconscious. So
Sure.
I have several medical doctors that send their patients to me because they've done what they can do. Their patients are on meds or whatever it is, and they say, you know what, you need to go see Rosanne. And so they write a prescription to see me. So, it's it
I
is a
see now why you say that, a prescription to see you. That makes a lot of sense. Well,
yes.
we're running out of time. I'm so sorry to say, but you have so much valuable information. We're going to have you back when we're not having a technical difficulty so
Thank
that
you.
we can spend more time with you.
Thank you.
Um,
I
I
appreciate
don't
that.
think this is getting to be a habit with me from that other station I was with.
I know, I remember what you went through. My goodness.
Yes, that was not pleasant. Uh,
No.
all right, so give them your website and whatever else you want to give them in 30
Okay.
seconds.
Hypnovitality.com. It's HYPNO vitality.com. And I have a free MP3 on there that is uplifting, and everyone is welcome to download it.
I think that's wonderful, and I want to thank you so much for bearing with us this morning
Oh,
with
thank
our
you.
technical problems. And we will invite you back, and I can't wait to see you again. And
Wonderful.
I want you to
Likewise.
have a very blessed and happy day. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, everybody, we have another special guest for you next week, and she's going to talk about finances, but not really just finances. She's going to tell you how to up-level your life and jump over barriers that are holding you back in your business or something else you may want to do in your life. It can apply to anything. And she has actually had the experience of doing this herself. So she will be very interesting. Can't wait to have her. So be sure to tune in next week at 9 a.m. also to hear her. We have a really great lineup coming in the next couple of weeks. So Be sure not to miss an episode. But if you do, you can find us on every single platform that a podcast, just listening, is on, or you can find us on YouTube and on K4HD if you go to the archives, and also you can always be sure to hear us. Now I want to leave you with these words, and be sure during this stressful time of mask on, mask off, what am I going to do today? Should I stay locked up? Go out and enjoy your life. Just be safe. Live a clean, healthy diet type. Get some exercise, and the sunshine is shining. Now it's springtime, so enjoy all that. Let me leave you with these words. Cherish yesterday, dream tomorrow, and live today.